IP6 and welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I am teacher Patricia, so I teach you art. I'll try to help you, guide you, and hopefully introduce you to some new ideas along your art journey. So our first unit is colour schemes. So colour schemes are used as a guide. They're a good way to learn some rules about art and composition and what makes things work. It's a good way to definitely practice some values and how to create moods and feelings in an art piece, whether that be illustration, cartoon, fine art, sculpture, photography, digital art. It doesn't matter what kind of art. And learning colour schemes a little bit, definitely learning some colour theory, like we looked at a little bit last year, is going to help you to understand. So in this unit we are going to look at some of the different colour schemes. So our first colour scheme, analogous. Hesitate, I had to listen how to say this, analogous. So if you look at the colour wheel, and my marker, so we can see we have the purple, a red and orange. So these are three colours next to each other on the colour wheel. And it can be the regular colour, or it could be a value or hue. You remember what hue is of that colour. Okay, so analogous colours are groups of three colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel. Such a colour scheme creates a rich, harmonious, or sometimes a slightly monochromatic look. Monochromatic is using the one colour and all the hues and values within that one colour. So analogous is different because it has more than one colour. But for example, it could look monochromatic. So if we were to use this red-orange scheme, it can be mistaken as the one colour with all the different hues and variation. It depends on your eye, as how well you are to picking out the different colours and the different hues and the different values, and it depends on the colour saturation, if it's very intense colour or it's a very neutral colour. If you remember, neutral is when we add a lot of light to that colour, so a lot of whiteness or greyness, and it makes the colour more dull, soft or pastel type colour. Okay, so here are some examples of an analogous colour scheme. So I think they can make some pretty interesting pictures, and it is more common when I was looking that people use these yellows and oranges and reds as one group and these blues as another group. They seem to be the most common groups of colours while staying away from monochromatic. It's like this one over here on the bottom right. This one almost appears monochromatic, but we can see we have little slight touches of the green mixed in with the darker blues to stop it from being monochromatic. And this one I actually found as a YouTube tutorial. So if you type in this on Google and you find this picture in images, it can take you to a website and there is a free video tutorial on doing this picture. Okay, so our activity for this lesson is using an analogous color scheme. So I changed the handout, the worksheet. So I put both pictures onto the one paper. So originally I had one picture for the whole paper. Then I realized that can be a lot of colouring and might take you a little bit too long and you may get a little bit bored. So I made both pictures on the one sheet. So still, they are smaller. If you want to do both, you can do both, but I'm asking you to do one. So you have to do one. If you want to do more than one, that's okay. So your task, colour, paint the characters using an analogous colour scheme, using only 3 or 4 colours. Black and white are not a colour. Black and white are shades and tones and tints. Okay? Black and white is what you add to a colour. Alright, so let me set up and I'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, so just to say again, you can use inside the one colour the different variations of that colour. For example, like we said, we're not going to include greys because that is black and white. Black and white is not going to be our colours. So here, I know it's not in the colour wheel that we looked at, we have browns, and I have 8 variations of brown here. But if I wanted to look at another colour, I have, colours aren't fantastic on this camera, I do apologise, but from here to here, which we cannot see the other hand, show that again, from here to here, I have 4 different yellows. From here to here, I have 4 different oranges. And then from here, all the way, I can find, we have my different reds. And here, I have my different purples. So if I wanted to use that colour scheme of yellow, orange, red, I could use all of these pencils. Yeah, so that's the end, so I can use from there all the way to here. So that's only 3 colours, but a lot of variation. So for your activity, like I said, you can colour, pencils, you can use pastels, you can use markers, you can use paints. So again, if you look at paints, you have a bigger set. I have 4 different reds here. I have my different yellows here. Okay, so when you come to paints, you can mix your paints to make the colours. For example, I can mix, medium yellow is better. A medium yellow is good to mix with a brilliant red to make an orange. Yeah, and this is already a little bit orange, vermilion, so that'll make it more orange if you add the medium yellow. Obviously the yellow ochre is a darker colour. So when you are using your paint, for example, you could add a small amount of black to make the shade darker, so you get the variation of your colour, or you could add a small amount of, or a bigger amount of white to get the tint to make the variation of colour. Okay? So I don't mind if you want to paint, if you want to use markers, if you want to use pencils, you choose. Okay? Enjoy your activity. Alright, so let's have a look. What are we doing? So I, in my wisdom, decided Among Us character would be a nice character to do. My camera's gonna fall over. There we go. So I already done one of them. I wanted to see how long it would take to colour. You can't see very well, but I did use one type of red, one type of orange, and then I did the red very light, the orange very light, and then blended, and then again with the red and again with the orange. So again I had the orange, a different type of orange, and then a yellow. So I could go over this yellow again. I've left in white bits because I was being quick, and again I can go over that orange. So one, my colouring is better, and two, it blends. Now if you do not like Among Us, that is fine. Just you can draw another character if you like, or if you do like Among Us but there's particular character that you like the best, then if you want to draw Among Us character by yourself, then please do so. But again, don't make it too big, make it A4, not A4, A5, half of A4. Alright, so I'm going to now do the other one, and I'm going to change my color scheme into, I think, purple. Red, purple, and blue. So again, I'm going to start with my background. I'm going to start with pretty lights. My tripod is wobbling everywhere. So yeah, sorry if it wobbles. It's a bendy arm thing that the camera is on. So yeah, there's a lot of movement. It wobbles. So what I'm thinking with this one is I'm going to do my background one color, then I'm going to do my characters going from the purple to the blue, I think. Or do I want to do this one red or two reds? Let's see. Change to this red a little bit. An orangey red. Light cadmium red. You don't have to stick to the outlines for inside the box. You could make your colors leak over onto the characters if you wanted to. Make more of like they call it psychedelic. Wanna try that? Let's try that. So I'm gonna leak over other red. I'm still going to do the blues and the purples. My blue. But if you're not sure what colors go together, look up the color wheel on the internet and then just think, like for example, my red and my blue are my primary colors, so purple is made from the red and the blue primary colors. So now I know red and blue are next to each other on the color wheel. Purple is made by red and blue, so that will go in between red and blue on the color wheel. So now I know those three colors go together on the color wheel, so it is good to use those three colors together. So also with that, I know that if I was to put a orange or a yellow in there, that's not going to work, because when I already have red and blue, I know that I can't make yellow because that is another primary color, so that will not be a part of the color scheme. We're looking at least one primary color and the colors that will go with it on the color wheel. Okay, so I know that the Among Us characters, the eye sections are like a grey-blue type colour. So if, well, grey is not going to be one of our colours, is it? We've already said we're not having grey as one of our colours. So please do not put grey or white for the glass eye or whatever it is. But if you have blue as one of your colour scheme, one of your colours in your colour scheme, sorry, then you can make a blue, I don't know what it is, a visor, an eye, whatever it is. You can do that. So I'm gonna grab my blue. I have some different shades of blue here. So if I find the camera, I'm going to put so I'm also mixing my colours on the paper. I want my light blue back. I want to go over that one. I want another purple. Have a lighter purple. Like a reddy purple, so I'm going to mix that in. Oh, what fun this must be, watching me color. Well, I'm hoping you're coloring along. This is to show you it does not take long to do this, yeah? So you can do it at the same time as me in this video, and we know it is done. Like I say, you don't have to print it out. You can draw it. Yeah, so you got no excuse. The only excuse you could have is you have no kind of colouring equipment. Hopefully everybody has got something they can colour with. Pencils, crayons, pastel, paints. You have paint, it's easier to mix the colours to get the colours you might want. But with pencils also, you can mix a little bit. Markers, unless you have like artist grade markers, it's definitely harder to mix up the markers to get a new colour. It shows the level of my camera here, not really showing the colours very well. Okay, so that did not take long to do whatsoever. So really, I like to see everybody having me at least one. If you want to do two, then you can do two, but you have to do one. Okay? So have some fun with it. Next lesson we'll do a different color scheme, possibly complementary. Alright, so please remember, put your nickname on your paper, or if you're drawing a paper or in a sketchbook on the page, please put your nicknames, because some people sometimes put things in the wrong place on the platform, so just make sure I can find your work. Alright, take care, have fun, and I shall see you next time. Bye!